Wheels. What's going on, y'all? Oh, Lord, I didn't even notice that we were live, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us for this special event. We are doing 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, the tell-all. It is a 5-part tell-all. We're only going to be discussing episodes 1 and 2 today because I didn't want to have to try to cram everything into just one show. We'll be talking about the first 3 couples, Colby and Emily, Gino and Jasmine, as well as Ed and Liz today. But I want to start by saying hey to my good friend Dustin, who's with me. I'm so glad you're here, Dustin. How are you, and how excited are you to finally get to the tell-all?
I'm excited to be here. Excited to get to the tell-all. Got a lot to say.
Awesome.
Got a lot to say tonight with the tell-all. The
Awesome.
tell-all has been a big long time coming for me, Jonathan.
Yes.
So, we're here finally.
We are.
And we're gonna get started with this tell-all because they got a lot to cover.
We do. I want to say hey to Aaron in the chat. Hey, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here, my love. Love you so much. Thank you so much for your support. It means the world to all of us. Let's start with the couple showing up at the mansion. I was telling my mother earlier this thing. What I love most about the tell-all is Jasmine. Y'all know that Jasmine is my favorite person on 90 Day Fiance. I love her personality. I love her warmth. I love her spirit. I love everything about Jasmine. And Jasmine is just so supportive of everyone and tries to see. I want to know what her zodiac sign is because she kind of gives me a little bit of a Libra vibe, a little bit. I don't know.
I think she is a Libra.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to look that up on Google. Hey, Bianca. Thank you so much for being here, boo. But yeah, Jasmine is so supportive of everyone. We see Emily and Colby show up. We see, I believe the first ones were Liz and Lauren. Liz and Lauren, were the first to show up. Angela and Michael did not come to the house on the first night, and I'm assuming
they got into it.
Yeah, they got into an altercation, and so they didn't come on the first night, which I'm good with. Ed and Liz show up separately. Rob and go ahead, Dustin.
I would be good if they didn't even show up at all. They didn't need to be there.
Same with me. And we'll get to Liz's new man, Jason, in a little bit, because I have a bone to pick with Mr. Jason. But Rob and Sophie show up. Sophie, of course, has her brunette hair. I love seeing her in the brunette. She looks younger. She looks more attractive, at least to me saying that as a gay man. But, I think she's more beautiful. And it shows her youth as well when she has her brunette hair, because when she's a blonde,
she is more attractive now than she was before. I really
do feel that, and also when her hair is blonde, it looks like she needs a touch up a little bit.
It looks like she's more. It takes her color out of her. It just dries her out a little bit,
Right.
I think she looks better as a brunette hair color. No face to blonde or anything like that, but she looks better with a brunette hair color.
I do agree with that. They actually show up in the same car because initially they only had the camera on Rob. So I was like, oh, Rob is showing up by himself, but he then tells.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, I thought that.
Right, and then he tells Sophie.
I didn't think she was going to be there.
Me either. But then he tells Sophie, think people are going to be surprised that we're showing up together. So they tell the audience that, they're trying to work things out. They're not separated, but they're not necessarily together at this point. They're trying to take things slow. And I think that that's a good thing. And maybe when we get to their portion of the tell-all, we'll get a better idea of where their relationship is now. But I was happy to see Rob, though. Y'all know he is some eye candy. He's very, very nice eye candy for anyone who has eyes that's attracted to men. He's very nice to look at. But the couples are there, Ashley and Manuel. Manuel is so amazing. Y'all know Manuel is my favorite male on this particular show, with the exception of Liz. Liz is another one of my favorite males on the show. But Ashley and Manuel, they're very open and happy with everyone. Now Ed, when he gets to the home, he seems to be a little bit emotional when he sees Liz. Were you surprised by his emotions, Dustin? Because that's surprised the heck out of me.
Was I surprised? I I was surprised that I was I was on the same boat. I was on the same thing with you. I was surprised. I was really surprised because I didn't expect it, Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect it at all, to be totally honest with you.
Right.
And when he got in that house and started being emotional, when she walked in the door, I thought, "Oh no, here we go again."
Right. Exactly.
Because
It's
I've seen it plenty of times, Jonathan. I have seen it plenty of times in 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, tell all history. Because he's been on the show for several seasons now. And
right. And
I said, "Oh no, here we go again." That's what my words were.
And I don't know why I've been calling Lauren's husband Liz. His name is Lexi. Lexi
Lexi,
and Lauren. Lexi
Lexi
and
and
Lauren.
Lauren.
I got to get these names right. If I'm a practice
Right,
film, I need to know what the name is, honey. So
right.
yes, Lexi and Lauren. And another thing that we'll get to in a little bit is that Ed and Lexi, I'm not Ed and Lexi, but Ed and Lauren have some issues because Lauren was on an interview and she said some not so nice things about Ed.
Yeah,
And then
I
Ed,
seen the interview. I seen the interview.
okay,
It
we
was
got
on Entertainment Tonight.
Gotcha. We got
I
Mamir
see.
in the house. Hey, Mamir.
Hi, Mamir. Sorry about that. Hi, Mamir.
It's okay.
It was on Entertainment Tonight. But, I seen the interview, and he threw a lot of shade to Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
Shade that I didn't shade that I didn't feel like she deserved, Jonathan.
Yeah, he said that
Um,
she was the bottom of the barrel.
yeah, bottom of the barrel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was not a nice thing to say, Ed.
Mm-mm.
That is not going to help people to like you. But
No.
Ed is who he is. He can't change who he is, and I just accept him for who he is. But let's get to the actual tell-all. So
Thank
they
you.
see Angela and Michael show up, and Angela is
Right.
already is up in arms with Michael because he's a liar. He's been cheating. He's been doing whatever he wants to do with her. Lord, Angela's wearing a freaking crown on her head, the freaking crown. So
Uh,
that should tell you how she sees herself amongst all these people. She thinks she's the queen of the show, and people are there to see her.
right.
Newsflash, Angela, don't nobody like you. Period.
I don't want to see her. I don't want to see her back next season.
Me either.
Um, Jonathan, as you know, I feel the same way with the other white couple that we spoke about Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the same way with her because I don't want to see her back at all.
Me
I
either.
don't
I
want to
don't.
see her back on my computer screen. I don't want to see her back on my TV screen. I watch it on a streaming service called Max.
Yes, me
But
too.
I don't think that I don't want to. Me and Jonathan do not want to see her back at all next season.
Right.
TLC announcement. I don't want to see her back next season. So if you do see this video, take her off my TV screen.
Exactly. Hey, Lady Virgo, thank you so much for being here. I saw Mamir out there in the comments as well. Hey, Mamir, thank you so much for being here as well. We love all of you guys for watching us. And so let's start with our couples. Let's get into Ed and Liz. So Ed and Liz are the first couple up for discussion.
Right.
I love the fact that Ashley had to let Ed know, how would you feel if your significant other canceled your wedding and they had to find out from someone else other than your partner? I think she found out by either the wedding planner or the man who's
The
going
wedding
to
planner.
officiate
The
their
wedding.
wedding.
Oh, I think it was it the officiating? I don't know. Maybe it was.
I'm pretty sure it was the officiant that
Maybe it
she
was.
got the call from.
Right.
And so I'm so glad that that Ashley brought that point up to Ed. Ed doesn't seem to necessarily be apologetic about doing what he did to her. Are you surprised that Ed's viewpoint of the situation hasn't changed, or
I'm not
is that
surprised
surprising
one
to
bit,
you?
Jonathan.
Oh, okay.
And let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have seen plenty of Ed and Liv before now, and he has not changed one darn bit.
Nope.
Not one darn. No, he hasn't changed one bit. And as you can tell, I'm getting a little frustrated with this couple here because how much longer is TLC going to drag it on with this couple? This couple has been on this TV screen for long enough. and I hope the Lord we don't ever see her again.
Right. Mamir says, "Have off topic, but have you heard that Michael is talking to Kim Kardashian?"
Yes, I
No,
have.
what? I hadn't heard that, but it
And
wouldn't
if I
surprise
can
me.
drop some tea on that,
Oh, go ahead,
Jonathan,
Dustin.
he is suing Angela. He's
Okay.
trying to sue Angela right now because I guess Angela's breaking some uh rules as it comes to him getting out of the United States. Now
Gotcha.
he did make a GoFundMe page.
Mm-hmm.
He raised all the money for the for
For the
the
for the
stuff. So I
lawsuit.
hope he wins it. I'm on Michael's side with it, Jonathan, as you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
I want Michael to have his to be happy, just like anybody else. I want anybody else to be happy where
Right.
they're at where they're at in their life. And I don't think Angela should be the one to make the final decision if he could stay or leave. I think
Agreed.
that he's allowed to stay, Jonathan,
Right.
because if you're not, I always say this, Jonathan. If you're not happy, then don't be with him
And
because
she's clearly not
it's
happy.
just gonna make it worse.
It is.
I don't want to see him hurt, Jonathan.
I don't.
I don't want to see Angela hurt, but I also have to do it as I'm recapping the show and as well as Jonathan's recapping the show. We have to be prepared for the worst. But
Of course.
I really do hope that he gets to stay in the United States of America.
Absolutely. And as Dustin was saying, Angela was trying to kick Michael out of their room in the mansion. It was Angela was just being Angela. Like there's
Right.
really nothing more I can say about it because I'd get disrespectful if I continue to speak on Angela and her actions. It's deplorable the way that
Her
she is
accents are
treating
not
Michael.
her accents are the worst ever accents that I have ever seen on TLC cameras.
Yeah.
And I hope I never see her with anybody ever again on TLC because TLC, I know it's one of their highest paid people, but that is downright crazy, Jonathan, and that's downright crazy that TLC would even allow her to be part of the show and try to act like she's one that's running the show when there's plenty of other couples on the show.
Right. She's literally abusive towards Michael, verbally abusive towards Michael. And it's so sad to see. And I feel like even though he keeps going back to her and keeps trying to reconcile with her, at least on the show, we know that he's not with her now. But even
Right,
though he's continuing to reconcile with her, I still find myself feeling so bad for him because no one wants to be treated like that. But
right,
anyways, back to Ed and Liz really quickly. Liz
okay.
reveals that she has a new man. His name is Jason.
Mhm,
He's a nice young man. He's a nice looking man as well. He's
mhm.
got a little body on him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Looks like he works out, and he's got some issues with Ed. He and Ed go back and forth a little bit. What did you think of the exchange between Ed and Jason? Jason saying, well,
Well,
I'm here
my thought.
now, and I'll treat her better.
Well, I think Liz deserves better, Jonathan. I don't think she
Agreed.
deserved the way she was getting treated by uh, Ed at all. Uh, but it was the telling part for me, Jonathan, was when they had that dinner party, and she said that the food was too hot for her kid.
Right.
Well, I can't take a lot of hot food myself, Jonathan. I can't take it well.
I don't like
So
spicy food either.
I don't like it spicy. So if it's too spicy for her kid, maybe she don't want her kid to burn her mouth. Maybe
Right.
uh, because if you burn your mouth, that's painful. And then you should allow she should be allowed to step in as a parent as her mother. So I think that was very uncalled for, Jonathan, for him
Agreed.
to say that to her like she did. Mhm.
Agreed. Robin said in the comments she would like to see Angela prosecuted for DV. That is a
Mhm.
domestic situation. I
Well, that's it,
agree.
and that's allegedly supposed to be in the process.
Oh, okay. All right. That is good to hear because I would love to see her in
because I can
handcuffs and the
because
hooscow.
because Kim Kardashian is on the case, and I think she's going to get some things done with Angela.
Robin said Ed isn't apologetic. He is he is a sorry ass. Agreed. Ed is a sorry ass. And the fact that Ed is being nice to Angela in the house is kind of suspect to me. I'm assuming because Ed kind of feels like he's kind of on an island on his own and no one really likes him in the home. And
Right.
the same is pretty much, understood about Angela. No one really wants to see Angela. Like, because I love the fact that Jasmine doesn't like Angela too. Like that's gonna make me love
Right.
Jasmine even more.
Right.
But while Ed and Jason are going back and forth, Ed is like, man to man, man to man, and Jason was like, I don't know about man, but go ahead. Like Jason is trying his darndest to get under Ed's skin, and so when they get back to the house, Jason and Liz, they're all cuddled up and being all nice to each other. I don't know why they allowed Jason to the house other than to get some more drama for the cameras.
Well, I know I can tell you why they allowed her. Why
Why?
they allowed him in there? They allowed him in there because of Liz.
Right,
If
exactly.
Liz wasn't a part of the cast, he wouldn't have been allowed there. But
Agreed.
since him and Liz were already together, they wanted to reveal that to tell all
Right. Yeah. So
because TLC would do anything for drama, Jonathan,
right.
and they would do anything for any hot tea. But
Exactly.
for anything for any hot tea to be dropped at that tell all, which I do believe it was in the early years, like in the beginning of the year. I think it was maybe March or April. But I think that they'll do anything for the tell-all part, and if they want any kind of tea, they're going to get it somehow.
Right. And the even though I'm not the biggest fan of Ed, I
Right.
wasn't appreciative of Jason and Liz kind of shoving their love and their relationship in Ed's face. Because the thing is, Ed doesn't care. He does not care that Liz has a new man. He does not care that she's now, quote, happy in her new relationship. She does not care about that. And so their attempts to make Ed jealous, in my opinion, really does not work at all, because
Yeah.
when you don't care, then there's no jealousy to be had. Do you agree with that, Dustin?
I agree.
Yeah, it's childish what
Hmm.
Liz and Jason were doing in front of Ed. At least in
Right.
my opinion, it was very childish. But
Right.
let's move on to Gino and Jasmine. First of all, Jasmine has a beautiful. So first of all, she walked in with her sash that she won on the 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. I think
Right.
it's Miss Latin America International, I believe is the
Right.
title. Don't quote me on that. But we get to Jasmine and Gino. And Gino's, I think it was his uncle,
Hmm.
and his uncle's wife or
It
his
was his
cousin.
uncle and his wife.
Okay, his uncle and his wife, they came there and they're trying to tell Gino, it doesn't take a lot, since you're not working now, it doesn't take a lot to do the things that Jasmine is asking you to do.
Hmm.
Jasmine also brings up the fact that they have not had intercourse or had relations or had sex in 8 months. Gino says that's not true. It's only been about 4 or 5 months. And, someone, I think it was Rob that said that doesn't make it any better. Or
I
either
think
Rob
I, I think
or Lexi.
I think that I'm more inclined to believe the wife and the uncle
Agreed.
because I don't believe everything that comes out of Gino's Gino's mouth. Gino is quite a different person, Jonathan. I don't.
Hmm.
I think that he's hiding some things because he don't want people at the tell all um, to know, and I do believe that the uncle and the wife. I think it's been more time than we actually have been told. That's just what I got to say about that part.
Yes, Erin D says
Mhm.
she loves Jasmine. I love her too, Erin. Jasmine is my favorite person on 90 Day Fiance, period. Point
Yeah.
blank. My favorite person on 90 Day Fiance. And then she also admits, as she said on the show, that she feels as though she feels as though Gino has an addiction to pornography, which is understandable. Many men do enjoy pornography, as well as many women as well. But then Jasmine says that she saw him looking at pornography from one of his exes. And if you're looking at your ex's pornography, that tells me that you're interested in being with your ex again. Were you getting the same vibe from that, Dustin? Because that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
he wants to be with her again.
Yeah.
110%.
And yeah, and so it's a difficult situation between Jasmine and Gino, but of course I'm always going to root for Jasmine. I'm glad that she's doing a little bit better in this tell-all as opposed to the previous tell-all that we reviewed last year. So I'm glad that it seems like Jasmine seems to be in a better place. And also after the first part of the tell-all, when they get back to the house, Jasmine and Gino actually sleep in the same room. Now they don't sleep in the same bed, but they do sleep in the same room. And Jasmine, before she went to bed, told Gino, I'm in the mood for a little massage. You know what I'm saying? And so the thing about Gino go ahead, Dustin.
What did you think about that part when they were actually in the same room, but they wasn't in the same bed? What did you think? You think it was progress, or do you think it was a step backwards?
I think it was progress, Dustin. I think they're taking baby steps at this point. And in these types of situations, you do have to take baby steps because you can't really jump right into it, especially when it comes to Gino. And what I wanted to get to really quickly, Gino not wanting to be intimate with Jasmine is a very big issue. Because it's not often that you have a man who is denying his wife sex when the wife wants to have relations. When the wife wants it, it would typically be the other way around. Typically, it's the woman who is withholding sex from the man, but no, in this case, it's the man that is withholding sex from his woman. Now, I get the fact that Gino says, they're always at odds, they're always at each other's throats, and so that makes him not want to be intimate with her. But if you were to work on those things that make it so that you're always arguing and try to make things a little bit better, then maybe you get to the intimacy. But I don't think Gino cares enough to do the work so that they can get back to the intimacy. Gino doesn't care. He's a lazy llama bean, as my mother would say. He does not want to do the work to make things better for him and Jasmine. He's just kind of there just to be there and to collect a check from TLC.
Yes.
That's all there is to it. But I will say though, I loved the dress that Jasmine was wearing, the beautiful light blue dress that she was wearing. It looked like a pageant dress to me. I like that dress a little bit better than the evening gown that she wore during the pageant itself. And another thing that I did not understand, why is it that the whole cast is wearing the same clothes for all three or 4 days?
Because they wanted a theme. They wanted a theme, so they wanted everybody to wear the same clothes.
Okay, all right, because I thought that was a little interesting to me.
That's the first time they ever done that before.
Splitting it up.
They have never had a theme of people wearing the same pieces of the clothing, Jonathan. This is the first time I've ever seen something like this. United Day history, just like them living together in the same house, for the tell-all. That has never been a part of it. But TLC always has something up their sleeve, because I never seen something like that before.
Yeah, Lady Virgo says that's definitely a no-no in a marriage or relationships. The whole no intimacy thing. I'm assuming she's talking about, But again, Jasmine is willing to do the work. And we find out that Jasmine did get her driver's license with no help from Gino, of course.
Congratulations on that, Jasmine.
Exactly. Congratulations to Jasmine. It wasn't Gino that took her. It was one of her friends that ended up taking her to the DMV to get her license. Like, how... Gino is nobody's husband. He does not act like a husband. He does not act like I would expect a man to act in a relationship with his woman. Like, you have this straight up dime on your arm and you treat her like shit. I can't stand it. So
I can't stand it either, Jonathan.
we'll see a little bit more of them in the coming episodes. Lastly, let's get to Colby and Emily. Of course, Emily, she is, I believe
Emily
she's
had a
8.
baby.
Yes, she
So
is 8
she
months pregnant during this tell-all.
she was
Because
pregnant, but she had her baby right after the tell-all was filmed. So we're gonna say congratulations on the pregnancy on the new baby. But I know your kid is several months old now. But congratulations, Coolway and Emily, and
absolutely.
congratulations on the new house as well. They also moved into a new house.
Absolutely.
But also congratulations are in order from me and Jonathan. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so Colby and Emily is 8 months pregnant. She tells Sean Robinson, who is the host, that she is due the next month. And also Emily's parents are there, as well as Colby's best friend. He is there as well.
Well, she actually went into labor. She went into labor early, Jonathan. She went into labor right after the tell-all.
Okay. All right. Good information. Thank you so much for that, Justin. Yeah, because I had no idea when she actually had the baby. So thank you so much for
her water broke right after the tell-all was over with.
Maybe we might get to see that on the tell-all itself.
They're filming a Happily Ever After right now.
Okay.
The next season. They're filming it right now.
And so Emily's parents are very happy that Colby and Emily have their own place. They have rules when it comes to babysitting. They say no more than once a week. So I'm glad that they're setting guidelines and setting boundaries. Yes, setting boundaries for the child care, because you can't really expect for people to watch your children as an automatic if they are not willing to do that. Sorry to have to disagree. My daughter and her Jasmine. Oh, Lady Virgo said that her daughter and her hated Jasmine's dress. I like the dress. What didn't you like about it? Let us know, Lady Virgo.
I like the dress.
Let us know, Lady Virgo. Why didn't you like the dress? Because I thought it was absolutely beautiful. And again, I thought it was better than her dress that she wore during the pageant. Aaron says that Jasmine looked like a Disney princess. She did look like a Disney princess, like a Latina Cinderella. She had on the blue dress, just like Cinderella did. But I love seeing that. But yes, Emily's parents are very happy, and we get to see a really, really sweet moment between Colby and Emily's father. Colby is so thankful to Emily's father and mother for providing a home for them to live in. And Colby actually got emotional about that, and I thought that was such an endearing and sweet moment to see this strong man being so touched. And Liz and Emily's father is like, "Don't get me started, because once you start crying, I'm gonna start crying too." So I thought that was so beautiful. Of course, Colby's friend doubles down on his issues with the fact that Colby married a white woman. Of course, Angela raises her hand. Wait a minute, what do you mean a white woman? I'm offended by that. Are you really offended, Angela, or did you just want a prime time to say something?
She just wanted her prime time. She wasn't offended. She just wanted her prime time, Jonathan.
Exactly. Robin says Colby and Emily are her favorite couple. I would agree with that. As a couple, yes, I do like them as a couple. I would say Lauren and Lexi, but Lauren has her things about her that kind of get on my nerves a little bit.
I have to go with Colby and Emily. I have to go with Colby and Emily as well. Colby and Emily, my favorite couple from this season of Happily Ever After. And I hope they get to stay on Happily Ever After for however long they want them on there. Because I think that they have a lot to talk about still. And they have a lot going on right now. So I think that Colby and Emily are one of my favorite couples from Happily Ever After.
Agreed.
It's really, and that thing that you just mentioned, Jonathan, with the father and his father, her daddy, and it kind of got me emotional, Jonathan.
Yeah.
That spot right there, because it's the same way I get a lot of peace
right
when I'm with you. It brings me comfort and peace when I'm with you. So That's how it just brought me a lot of tears.
I was getting emotional myself watching it because it was so genuine. You can see how thankful Colby was for Emily's parents to open their home to them and their children. Like, it's one thing to take in your child and their significant other, but to take on their children as well. You've done all this work to raise your child, bring them up in the way that he should go, and all of a sudden they want to come back with their significant other and their children. Like, that's a big sacrifice for them to make, and I'm so glad that they were willing to open their homes to Colby and Emily. But we do get back to the fact that Colby was technically not broken up with his ex-girlfriend when he met Emily in China. The friend.
What do you think about that question?
To be honest, I'm so glad that Colby made it clear that, when we first got together, Emily, all I wanted to do was F. Like, he literally said that in front of her parents, which is, a little bit cringy. I will have to admit, I did cringe a little bit when he said that, but he was telling the truth. And so then he said, once she got married, he wanted to make it right with her. And I don't think he necessarily said that her getting pregnant was the exact reason why he got married to her per se. However, that's when he started to get the feelings for her and started to get emotionally involved with her. But Emily's father asked a very good question. In Cameroon, it is not rare for the husbands to have multiple wives. And he asked Colby, did he have the thought that, I'd have Emily and then I'd have this other girl over here in Cameroon? And did he consider having multiple wives? And thankfully, Colby said, no, that's not his thing. That's not his judge. That's not how he gets down. So I'm so glad that Colby is standing up for what he believes in and not being susceptible to the thoughts of others and how they want him to live his life. No, he's going to live the way that he wants to live. And I love seeing that. And I wouldn't expect for Colby to be the type to want to have multiple wives. Colby seems like a very upstanding man. Not to say anything bad about those who do have multiple wives. If that's what you want to do and your wives are consenting.
If that's what you want to do, you go ahead and do it.
So yeah, so be it. If that's what makes you happy, do what makes you happy. But I love the fact that Colby made that clear. That he was not interested in having multiple wives. He only wanted Emily. And I'm also glad that Colby is able to speak for himself and he doesn't feel like he's underneath Emily's control, because a lot of people who would be with someone like Emily would feel like they don't have a voice, but Colby does have a voice. And I love seeing that he does have a voice. He even said that he feels like sometimes Emily doesn't treat her parents necessarily with the most respect. And Emily also said that she doesn't feel like Colby is always on her side, which is understandable, but she doesn't seem to be too mad about it. So what did you think, just about Colby and Emily in general, just what they had on the show?
Well, they had a good tell-all, Jonathan. I really do. I think they had a lot to say. A lot of people know what was going on. They revealed they had the baby. They revealed that they moved out of the house, which I was glad of that. But they had a lot to say from the tell-all part, and it just brought, some of it just brought me to emotional side out of me, because it just brought my situation. It brings it up a lot, and it's not easy. What I go through is not easy at all.
Right.
and it just brings me to tears sometimes.
I understand. I really do understand. And so that's all we've got for this first part of the 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After Tell All. Again, we will be coming back to you guys on Friday at 6 p.m. for our second part, reviewing episodes 3 through 5. I'm sure we've got a lot to get to. We still got to get to Rob and Sophie. We still got to get to Angela and Michael. They're going to bring out Lauren and Lexi, their relationship. I don't know if I'm missing a couple. Oh, and I did want to say that Mahmoud and Nicole did not participate in this tell-all. I think that is a good thing, because I feel as though
some of the fired, but I heard she got fired from TLC.
That would not surprise me at all, because the way she treated Mahmoud was deplorable, at least in my opinion. And I have a feeling that the girls would have been on Nicole's side as opposed to seeing things from Mahmoud's point of view. That's what especially Ashley. Ashley has been speaking up a whole lot for the women, which I appreciate. I really, really do. but I saw a little bit of a back and forth between Ashley and Angela, and I have to say that I did appreciate that, to see a Black woman stand up to Angela, because Angela was like, "I'm not talking to you." Well, and Ashley did kind of back off a little bit. I don't think Ashley really wants any problems with anyone in general. But I love the fact that both Ashley and Jasmine are extremely supportive of the women on the show. And so I'll also have to say really, really quickly, I was a little bit uneasy with the way that Lauren stood up and got into Ed's face and told him that I don't like you, and this. But what I'm more happy about is the fact that Lexi did not allow himself to get in between Lauren and Ed. I'm glad that he allowed Lauren to fight her own battles and let her do her thing with Ed. And he, when he thought it was enough, he said, let's end this and let's move on. And I'm happy with that. Were you happy with the way that Lexi handled that as well, Dustin?
I was happy the way that they moved on, and I just hope
Yes.
they leave it alone. I don't want to hear anything more about it.
Exactly.
I just want them to leave it alone and move on, move forward.
Agreed. Agreed. I definitely agree.
I want all these couples to be happy that was on this show. And if they bring anybody back next season, I want them to move forward. And please do not ask Sean Robertson. Please do not ask at the next tell-all. Do not ask how they're doing. Just please go on with the show and do not ask the same kind of questions again, because I don't want to ask the same questions. Just go on with the show and move forward. I don't want to hear anything again.
Exactly. We will all be so much happier if we would just move forward. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here, you guys. You guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $Jonathan Lee 07. That's $JonaThan 07. Dustin, go ahead and give us your Instagram and your Facebook before we go.
My Instagram is Dustin Butler 700, and my Facebook is Dustin Butler. I sent the message in the group. I don't know if you guys got it or not, but I sent the links in the group that Jennifer wanted me to send. So I didn't know if you got it or not.
She did. Actually, she did put up your Instagram, and now your Facebook is up on the screen now as well. So okay. She was able to do that. So thank you so much for that, Jennifer. Jennifer's working behind the scenes for me. I appreciate everything that you do for me, Jennifer. So thank you guys so much for being with us. Make sure you join me tomorrow for my Hot Topics and Social Commentary at 9:30, and then on Friday, we will be doing 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, the Tell-All Part 2, reviewing episodes 3 through 5 on Friday at 6 p.m. Make sure you meet us there. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, press the notification bell, and share with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. Make sure you check us out tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Same time, same place. Well, not same time. Same place and same beautiful faces, nonetheless. And we will see you tomorrow, you guys. We love you guys for watching. Have a good day, y'all.
Love you, Jonathan.
Love you too, Dustin. Bye, y'all.